All right, gosh, I'm nervous. Is that cheating if I get a jump for the first day? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Happy Monday, beautiful people. We are back with another episode of Shy Marathon Prep. I don't know how it's week 5, but it is. This is our schedule for the week. We got easy 8 plus legs today, 8 strides plus push, 10-mile interval run plus a cycle, 9 easy plus a pull, 6 easy with strides plus a core, 18-mile long run plus a post-run cycle. We got 59 miles on the week, people. Large chance that I up that to just 60, just to hit the 60. I'm getting ready for my easy 8 this morning. And this week, the theme of the video, we're talking about shoes. We're talking about a shoe rotation, what my rotation looks like, how I think about everyday trainers versus stuff that I'll use to pick up the pace and do interval work in, tempo work in. Today I have an easy 8, so I am rocking the Brooks Glycerin Maxes. These are a max cushion shoe. I don't wear them often, but I'm doing a lot more miles than I usually am, so I want to make sure that I have plenty of cushion on those easy runs. I'm making sure those easy runs stay easy, and putting shoes like this into the rotation help me do that and keep my legs as fresh as possible. I have honestly learned so much about running shoes the last 2 years or 3 years. It's kind of ridiculous. To give you some context, the first probably 2 or 3 years of my running career, I was running in a shoe that was a size too small for me. At least half a size too small. I was squeezing into 10.5s, literally for as long as I can remember, because I never got properly sized. Shout out to Rad, they sent me the new, what are these, R1? They sent me the new Rad 1 V2s, the all white. You guys know I love an all white. I'm gonna lift in these here in a second. But basically I was running in a shoe that was too small for me for years, and I would always have issues with my toenails. I would always have bruised toes, things like that. I went to a running store who knew what they were talking about, got properly sized, and that made a huge difference. They sized me up and said, hey, you're an 11, possibly even an 11.5. You need to stop trying to squeeze into 10.5s. Literally since then, I have not had any feet injuries, knock on wood. There's been other things that have contributed to that. I think the rotation's a huge part, and we'll get into that a little bit more here in the next little bit. But first and foremost, make sure that your sizing is right, because it can lead to so many issues. Just had one of my athletes who was having issues at the top part of his foot, and it's because of the same thing. Literally same size. He was squeezing into a 10.5 when really he was a true 11, and that's gonna lead to issues. It's going to cause you irritation. It's gonna cause pain. Not something we want to have to deal with, because it's avoidable. So first lesson of the day, make sure you have proper sizing. 3.5 miles in, motto today, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. On easy days, I let my body determine what the pace is gonna be. As long as my heart rate is around 140, I let my body tell me where we wanna be. Some days that is 9s, some days that's 730s, 745s. About to take a gel here, hit the halfway point, and head home. Something worth noting on these honey gels, I was talking to my dietitian about this, Mason. He was like, those gels, they're great in addition to other fuel sources. So don't fuel solely with the honey gels, use them to complement, because there's not enough calorie and carbohydrate in each packet for it to be your primary fuel source. So use them, they're awesome, I love them. They have electrolytes, they have sugar, they have energy, but not enough to be the primary fuel source, unless you're taking multiple. If you wanna take 2 at a time, 3 every hour, something like that, you might be okay. And the ones I'm talking about in particular that I have are the HNY Plus, which I'm a big fan of. I just took one, the Buzz 50 with the caffeine, but not to be used as primary fuel source. Tried a new route today. Accidentally got an extra mile. We're not mad about it. All right, we just logged 9 miles, and we're gonna try something. I've always had a dream of being able to do a backflip, okay? I get it, I'm a 31-year-old man. That time maybe has come and gone. I don't wanna accept that. So I got a tumbling mat. I literally have a massive tumbling mat. Tumbling mat off Amazon to help me fulfill this dream of mine. I think it's gonna take me 7 days. That could be wildly aggressive. Wildly aggressive. I was a trampoline kid growing up though. Keep in mind, I was a trampoline kid, so I'm used to doing backflips. I could do a trampoline backflip today, but I've never done one off the ground. It's super scary and intimidating, right? Because you think you're gonna hit your head or something. I'm actually really freaking nervous about this. Is that cheating if I get a jump for the first day? I don't think so, right? It's the first day. Give me a break. 1, 2, 3. Oh! But I'm okay. Oh man. That's what I didn't want to do. Good thing I got the mat, huh? Now that I just busted my ass, I'm way more scared to run it back. Oh, not bad. On the knees. Better, much better than the first time. Oh, I need to get more snap at the top. Not bad. God. I need to come into it more and like grab my knees, I think. Better. Whew. I'm getting a little dizzy. All right, we're gonna call it for today. Not a bad first day. Work to be done. All right, guys, it's 6:30 on Monday, and I'm back out here with the mats. I can't stop thinking about doing this backflip. I got close. I only did 4 attempts earlier. I got pretty close with 4. I want to try and complete it today. This is how I get. I get obsessed with things. This is kind of how I got all in on running, is like I get obsessed with something. I got to stick with it until I'm good at it, so on and so forth. You get it. So we're back out here. I'm setting up for round 2. Gonna give myself a couple more attempts. I want to land at least on this thing today. Maybe land on the actual grass, but at least on the pad today is the goal. Up, not back. I think I'm getting worse. My wife is watching me through the window, and she's making me nervous. Stop. You're making me nervous. What do I need to do? I'm going back. I need to go up and like snap.
Correct. Yeah, that's good. Woo!
That was not good. Close. Gosh. Oh, let's go. Fuck yeah. I somehow landed one. Oh shit, that was fun. That was probably like 15, 20 tries. Didn't get discouraged. It's definitely scary after the first one, landing on your neck, but you just gotta keep at it. And like anything in life, reps. Reps. Let's go. That was like 5 lands today. Hell yeah. Happy Tuesday, crew. Easy 8+ strides today. I must admit, your boy is sore. 1 from leg day yesterday, and 2 from eating shit yesterday from that first backflip that I tried. That thing took me out. I was dazed and confused when I got up from that. If you've ever woken up with a crick in your neck, it's like that times 5. Last week we went over strides, so if you're not familiar with strides, make sure you watch episode 6, because I go really in depth on strides. I'm rocking the Hyperion Max 3s today for these strides. The way I think about my shoe rotation is, so let's just take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, for example. 3 different types of runs for me. Mondays, I have my easy runs, which I ran 9 easy yesterday, and I have my glycerin maxes on. Again, those are like a max cushion, max stability type shoe. I'm gonna go through alternatives that I have in my collection a little bit later on in this video, but just think easy days, we want cushion, we want relaxed runs, we want slow and easy miles. Tuesdays, I have an easy run with strides, which just means I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit. So I like to opt for a shoe that has a little bit more pop, but not necessarily a carbon plate or a super shoe. I choose the Hyperion Max 3s for a day like today. I think they have a nylon plate. It is not a carbon plate. So it's conducive to going a little bit faster, picking up the pace, but it's not putting the pressure on my legs, on my shins, on my knees, on my lower body, like maybe the carbon fiber super shoes would do. I try to keep those in the rotation. Usually 2 runs a week I will do the Wednesday runs, and I will also do the Saturday runs in super shoes. That's what I'm gonna race in. So I wanna get more familiar and more comfortable with the shoes that I wanna go fast in, and those are typically the carbon plated super shoes. But I think it's also important to get some reps and get some cadence in the shoes that aren't super shoes, quote unquote, and can also go a little bit faster. So these are a little bit unique, the Hyperion Max 3s, because they can do it all. They could do easy, they can do strides, quick cadence work, or they could do speed work, or even long runs. These are a do-it-all shoe. There's not that many shoes out there like this, but that's what I'm picking today because I wanna pick it up. I wanna go a little bit fast. I'm on a little bit of a time crunch today. I'm shooting with one of my brand partners, Features. Shout out Features, best socks in the game. We have a shoot this afternoon, so I have to hustle a little bit. So let's get these 7, get the strides in. Then we're gonna do a little upper body push workout, go do the shoot, and then we'll go a little bit more in depth into the shoe rotation, how I'm thinking about which shoes to pick for which days, so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's get these miles. First go gel today. Mixed berry, 75 milligrams caffeine. Let's see how she goes down. Whoa. Flavor, I'm going 9 out of 10. That is money. TBD on the energy. Lap 4, 8:11. I feel like trash. But we're turning around, let this gel hit. We're gonna do these strides back to back. So 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off. Time 6. Let's run it. So this is gonna sound super counterintuitive, but I promise it does work. If you're having a super shitty run and you wanna change that and you wanna start feeling a little bit better, do a couple strides. Do 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off, like 5 reps, 6 reps. And I promise the rest of the run, after you go back down to easy, is going to feel so much better. I don't know what it is about that harder effort just for like 3 minutes, but coming back down to easy just makes the rest of the run so much better. It sounds a little crazy, but try it out next time. Bye. 2 things. I like these. This was great. Taste was incredible. Energy was good. It felt like a normal gel, but solid. We'll be using these again. Number 2, there ain't nothing better after a long run than a sparkler, baby. Let's go. Oh, a crispy sparkler. And if you're wondering, a sparkler is any kind of sparkling water. Sparkling LMNTs are the best, but this will do.
I've been training 7 days a week and I ain't tired yet. Okay, I'm ready for the moment and I'm diving in. Okay, raised in the jungle, so excuse my demeanor. Turn into a savage while I'm eating. Are you not entertained? Life is like a movie, but I never be framed. I never be tamed. Cold as a winter, I got ice in my veins. Turn into a beast when I step on the stage. Now I'm feeling Hollywood. Got the cameras all on me and I'm feeling good. Yeah, I fought for my spot and I weathered the course. Now I want a house on the Porsche. Ayy, never been scared of the hard work.
Keep going. Come get it. Come get it. Some foods just taste better chopped up. Banana is definitely one. Good morning, guys. Let's try that again. Good morning, guys. It is 5 a.m. on the dot. Drinking my coffee, just had my breakfast, also sipping on my electrolytes here. Getting ready for a big track workout this morning. I got 3 buddies who texted me last night that they were coming to the track today, so we'll see how many actually make it. A lot of people talk big game when it comes to the track and then don't always show up. So hopefully we're 3 for 3 tomorrow and they all show up. Before we get over there, let's talk about the shoes for the day. I am rocking with the Saucony Endorphin Elites. These are previously my racing shoes. You can see by the fact that I wrote 240 on the side, did not get 240. We definitely went for it. So I've had 3 pairs of racing shoes now over the last couple years. I've had Nike Vaporflies, I've had Saucony Endorphin Elites, and my other racing shoes that I have right now are Asics Metaspeed Edge, and they all would be considered super shoes. And super shoes basically are shoes with carbon plates inside. You can kind of see here in the middle of this, it's got that carbon plate, which basically prevents it from being able to be bended, and it creates a compulsion effect. So when you're pushing off, basically it's rebounding off the ground and propelling you forward. I like to train in my super shoes for my speed work and for my long runs. A couple of reasons for that. One, it's fun. Again, I've mentioned this in a past video of like, I first and foremost pick my shoes based off my mood. Whatever I'm going to have the most fun running in is what I'm going to pick up and what I'm most motivated to go run in. And super shoes are just really freaking fun to run in. Now, I limit the amount of time that I spend in the super shoes because they do put a lot of pressure on the feet, on the calves, the shins, things like this. I want to use them sparingly. So 2 times a week at the most. Again, usually for me, that's Wednesday speed work, Saturday long run. I think I have 3 or 4 pairs that I rotate because as you can see on these, I've had these for almost 2 years now. The tread starts to wear down. That's usually the first thing that starts to wear down on super shoes. They deteriorate much faster than regular shoes. They cost twice as much as most shoes, but they also start to deteriorate faster. There's a joke in the running community that it's like basically $1 a mile in these shoes, or even more than that, $2 a mile, because they do start to deteriorate a little more quickly. Typically, you're going to start to see that deterioration on the bottom here or, on the sides as well. These are not bad for how many miles they have on them. I don't count the miles on all my shoes. These probably have somewhere like 250 to 300 miles, maybe. I've had a couple races in them. I've done actually a 50-mile ultra in them that I won. They've held up very nicely. I'm going to take them out on the track today. It's been a while since I've worn them, so that's why I wanted to take them out today. And at the end of the day, when you're looking into super shoes, what I would recommend is going to an actual running store, trying on all the super shoes, getting on the treadmill and seeing which ones actually fit, which ones feel good, which ones you feel fast in, because super shoes can be a little bit more fickle than traditional shoes. The width can be a little bit more narrow, toe boxes can be a little bit smaller, things like that you want to make sure are dialed in, because if you're getting a pair of super shoes, you're probably going to race in them. And if you're going to race a marathon in them, that's 26.2 miles. That's a long way to go on a shoe that doesn't fit right or doesn't feel good. So you want to make sure that it fits like a glove. And I say that with a grain of salt because you don't want it to be too tight. Too tight is the worst. But you just want to make sure that you're in the right size. You're not tightening them too much. Make sure the laces are secure, but not too tight to where they're squeezing the shit out of your foot on the top. You want to make sure you have plenty of room in that toe box. And at the end of the day, you just want to make sure it's a shoe that you feel good in. With super shoes, you can get in them, try them out, and the first step, you're usually like, whoa. Because it does start to propel you forward if you're not used to it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is different. This right here is different. They're incredibly fun to run in. You just got to be smart about how you put them in the rotation. This is not a shoe you're going to wear or want to wear every single day. They would be incredibly expensive. You'd run through them really quick. Whereas with daily trainers, you could put 300, 400, 500 miles on them before they're dead, quote unquote. Most super shoes like this, they do have like a mesh upper where it's literally like, you could see my toes through this. It's kind of how it is. It's just as light as physically possible. There's even like holes in the sides here in a classy way, like in a Satisfy shirt kind of way, that just make it light. You know, the ultimate goal of these is to be light and fast as fuck. Ideally, 240 light, but hey, we take what we could get.
Well, look at you. The way you move is so respectful.
Let's break down this workout. So it's not too dissimilar from the workout last week. It's gonna be 800s again. So what we got is a 2-mile warm up, and then we have 8 repeats of 530 to 535. So this is like a 9 RPE. So last week we were ripping right in that range. We're gonna go back to that range. The only difference is this week we're doing a float in between. So instead of taking 90-second rest like we did last week, we're gonna take a 400-meter float. So we'll go from 530 to 535 for the 800, and then we'll float for 715 to 730 pace. And float just means we're not going all the way back down to easy, but we're not keeping it hard either. We're kind of floating right there in that intermediate range. That's gonna be like a 6-7 RPE in between. So you're never getting fully rested going back into the 800s is kind of the idea, into a 2-mile cool down. So we got 8 of those. It'll be a 10-mile workout. We're all gonna kind of just do our own thing on the paces. We're gonna go into it together, see who can hang. We got some fucking dogs out here this morning. Let's rip it. 1 mile into the warm up. Beautiful morning out here. Tight as fuck, easing into it. We'll get there.
Movimiento. Movimiento.
Get down. Let's work it out.
Movimiento.
Couple dogs this morning. Let's fucking go, boys. 10 miles in the books. Let's look at the stats. 6:52 average pace. Jonathan is a fucking dog. He was pushing me this morning. 2-mile warm up, 7:33. First rep, 5:32. Second rep, 5:40. Third rep, 5:27. 5:42. 5:31. 5:24, 5:36, 5:36. This is the first week we didn't go 100%. That was bound to happen eventually. I definitely didn't hit all the floats. I hit a couple walks on a couple of them for the first 20 seconds-ish of some of the rest, so not perfect this week. Sometimes done is better than perfect. We keep on building. It was cool to be out here pushing each other. I honestly haven't done much track work with a bunch of other people. It's usually just me and then maybe like one other person or whatever, but dude, it was a vibe out here having a couple other guys to work with and push you, and this was significantly more challenging than last week. I did 10 800s last week. This week I did 8 800s, and this one was harder because of those float 400s in between. Not being able to fully recover, catch your breath, staying at constant threshold was pretty tough. So again, didn't nail it today, didn't hit 100%, but that's part of the process. You're not gonna get 100% of all the workouts, and you don't wanna necessarily get 100% of all the workouts because that means you're not working hard enough. You wanna be constantly pushing the threshold of what you can do, and you gotta fail sometimes in order to do that. So successful day out here today. Look who I found, guys. Coach Casey. She is the one who dials up all this mayhem, especially the one this morning. I was just going through how I did not hit everything this morning, but that's part of the process, right?
Yeah, that's how you grow.
And we're talking about threshold and how we want to do more threshold work in this block, and what's the idea behind threshold?
Well, threshold is kind of that melding, I guess, glue in the center. It's where you're going to be primarily spending a lot of your marathon time. And so by working threshold, VO2 max, raw speed, endurance, threshold kind of brings the two together. So it's a good way to kind of blend the two
Yeah.
and hang out in marathon pace. And today was a little bit of a float, so your heart rate didn't come all the way back down.
Yes.
And so therefore it made those last couple reps a little bit harder, which is kind of the same stimulus you would have maybe finishing that marathon.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just got back to the crib. 2 quick bananas. Hop onto the bike. Oof. That'll wake you up. All right, let's do this thing. Oh my goodness. All right, bike workout done. I have to discard these things on the Garmin because they would straight up lower my VO2 max if I don't. Kind of sucks. For those who have been following along with the saga of this, the kicker snap that I've been using, I can't get it to work. I've calibrated, I've done all the things. So what I'm gonna do is probably buy a kicker core off Marketplace. So a snap is one that you keep the back tire on and you just tighten it up and adjust it so it works with the tire. I'm gonna buy the one that you take the tire off. It has a cog that you connect with it because this one is just pissing me off. But we continue to keep the hard days hard. That was a hard little bike ride right there. Regardless of what my watch is telling me, I know that these are great workouts post long run. So I'm getting the work in, it's just not reflecting in the work that I'm doing on the watch, which is okay. All I really care about is my fitness, and we're definitely getting the work in. If you don't already have some, definitely make sure you have a quality pair of slides, because they're my in-between shoe for pretty much everything. Slides or canes. Canes work too. Boom, we are back at it again with the fresh cuts. Every 2 weeks, I'm telling you guys, like clockwork. Leanne just gets me right every single time. We got the top popped. I think that's a good place to end the video. I did not show you guys the shoe rotation, so it's coming in the next video. My apologies, I thought we were gonna be able to get it in this one, but the backflip just took way more time than I thought it was gonna take. So we'll finish the shoe rotation discussion in the next video, part 2 of week 5. So stay tuned for that one. I appreciate you guys as always. Click that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching.